Illegal ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into Illegal Ham to the Face. I am Jared Fatty Bates. He is Big Bry. Bry, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I wish I could be better. As you can hear, Daddy's a little nasally, a little stuffy. Apologize to everybody about Tuesday's show. I had to cancel it. I am obviously under the weather. I'm not feeling the greatest right now. But thank God for NyQuil and whiskey. Get you through the day. Right?
There you go. Sure.
All right.
I have to try that.
Well, and plus I was still morbidly depressed after another Browns loss and the way that it happened, which we'll get into here in a little bit. We're going to talk a little guards tonight, just quickly, and then we'll get into the Browns game versus the Ravens. Look ahead to the Packers. It is National Cheeseburger Day, so we will be doing cheeseburgers for Fat Boy Tuesday, and then we will follow that up with our top 3 favorite cheeseburgers, go-to places, our top cheeseburgers that we like to go to. So tune in for that. We do have trivia tonight, which is my turn for trivia. Bri, I got a little baseball trivia for you tonight, so I hope you're excited.
Okay.
And then other than that, Bri, you got any shout-outs, brother?
Yeah, it's kind of been an emotional week for America and everything. And here we had a little scare with Madison falling off and busting her lip, busting her head. So we made a trip to Akron Children's Hospital. So thankfully everything turned out well, but just kind of reminded me that I spent, the first few weeks of my life in that place, and kind of just brought me back to a place where, they did some great things for me. So first shout out is to all the nurses, all the ER doctors, at Akron Children's and across, our great state. We have some of the best hospitals in the world, really, right around the corner from us. So that was, like I said, it came out to be pretty good news, and she's fine. So just a little scare, but yeah, puts things into perspective. And then, not to bring the show down, but we haven't really talked since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and what that meant to our country. And he's just been on my heart for the last week. And, thankfully we don't have anybody who can tell us what to say or what to do. So we can kind of give our real emotional thoughts on this platform. So it was just a sad day for our country. Whatever side of the line you fall on, it was just a bummer, because his whole platform was built on freedom of speech, and he was targeted and he was killed for freedom of speech. So sucks, it sucks for America, because I feel like he was a light for politics, and just the way that he brought God and Christianity into politics, and he was an inspiration for us. He was an inspiration for Christians. He was an inspiration for me to strengthen my relationship with my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And he was just somebody that you could look to. And I didn't really know of him before the last year or so. So I can't say I agree with everything that he has ever said. But he gave us hope, because we know politicians are all crooked and everything. And so it would just make sense to bring God, bring your morals into politics to try to change it and turn it around. And so, yeah, that was a bummer last Wednesday to get that news. So it's something that our country has dealt with in the past. I think of the Martin Luther King assassination and what it meant to our country. And the thing that sucks maybe the most is to see how some people act. And just I think of Ken Carmen. One of Ken Carmen's sayings is showing your ass. There were a lot of people over the last week that have been showing their ass. And yeah, we'll get through it. We'll be stronger because of it. And like we say at the end of every show, God bless the USA.
Mm-hmm. And Brian, I know we don't talk politics that much on here because we try to stay away from it as much as possible.
Keep it light.
But my whole thing about it, that's a person. His family was there. Like, treat it like a person. Treat it as like whether you believe in his beliefs or not, that's still a person. Even the most hated people I hate, I do not wish anything like that on them. So just realize that the scope of reality of what it is now in the world, and everybody has a platform. Like we have a platform there. I had a couple of people, which I'll talk to you about here in a little bit, talk about our David Njoku trade possibilities last week on a clip that I did. But like everybody has a platform that we want to say free speech is for everybody, and I mean everybody. Sure. And the way I just treat it like a person. That's the only thing. That's a person. That was a father. That was a husband.
Right.
Whether you liked him or not, that was a father. That was a husband. So just treat it that way. Don't be an ass. In class till 8, so you're muted. So Justin's watching us. So thank God.
I think maybe just before we wrap it up on that, I think one of the reasons, like you said, he's a father. One of the reasons maybe it hit me so hard is he has 2 little girls. He has a 1-year-old girl, and so do I. And just thought that he won't see him is terrible. And just to think that some people reacted the way they did is just it shows you the evil that is in this world, and it shows you that you should want to do good and just to be aware of the fact that not everybody else has good intentions. And so you really have to protect yourself, protect your feelings. And unfortunately, I wish one thing that kind of stuck with me from the church service this past weekend, where we kind of talked about it, is the message that it's more important to be loving and to be kind than it is to be right. And if everyone could just institute that in their life, we would be a much, much better place in this country. But unfortunately, a lot of people, their words hurt others, and they just have a huge effect. And it's like, the violence over somebody's words just has to stop. I'm sorry that we came to this point so early in the show, but something that's that huge in the magnitude of our country and just where we're at. It's just a very fragile place, and the only thing that can fix it is love. Love one another. Love thy neighbor.
And I 100% agree with you, Brian, on that one. If you want to talk hate on somebody, talk to your wife. You don't need to take it out on other people. You don't need to, be spiteful to other people. I mean, it's kind of a thing that I've noticed, now that my kids are a little bit older and everything else, Brian, that, the way the world is now, I remember a day where you would hold the door open for people and, you say thank you and sir and ma'am. And it seems like some of those values have been lost. And I don't know why, but even if you do hold the door open for somebody, most of the people won't even say thank you, or like thank you is just a realm out of their vocabulary that, like, okay, I don't expect it. I held the door open for you, but you could have been like, hey, not even just a thanks. Hey, thanks. Like,
sure.
Just stuff like that. It's just, I'm trying to teach my kids the right way, which they have been holding doors open for everybody and stuff like that. And, you got to have honest conversations with them about everything, just like this. We had a conversation with our kids about it. because they asked
Sure.
us about it. So you
Yeah.
just got to have an honest, open conversation with people and just treat people how you want to be treated, Bri. Like, I don't understand this.
Not that hard. Yeah.
No, like, just treat people how you want to be treated, because nobody wants to be treated like that.
And we've become such slaves to our phones and at times to social media, and I'm guilty just as everybody
Oh,
else
I
is.
am
I'm
too.
not perfect. But there comes a time where you need to, if you feel yourself getting angry or getting worked up over something, you need to say, like, okay, this person on my phone that pops up on my reels, they don't have an effect on my life. This is not real life.
And
This doesn't
mute.
affect me. Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
mute. Yeah, mute. Yeah, just okay. I can see that this is getting me worked up. I need to take a break from this, and I need to go enjoy my wife or my family or my parents or friends, family. Go do something that I like and just put it down and just not try not to think about it, because there's kids and it's scary. There's kids these days, like the person that murdered him. Probably just got so worked up on his phone watching these clips and stuff, never met the guy or anything like that, and just decided that his only way to solve this problem was to kill him. And it's just sad that he let it come to that. Yeah, if there's somebody on your phone that likes that is saying something that you don't like, if you can't control yourself, then just avoid it. Just get rid of it. And understand that it's not real life. Go about your life with the people that you love.
mhm. Keep people around you the closest you can too, because you never know when it's the
Sure.
last time you're going to give them a hug.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. That's definitely hugging my daughter a little tighter the last week, and putting down the phone a little more and just trying to live in the moment.
Okay, now we're going to get on a lighter note. How the hell did she fall down? Is everything okay? Like, she gets stitches?
Yeah, she's no stitches. Actually, I was working at the time, and my wife called me and said that she had fallen. We have a table in the kitchen that's a little bit higher, and
Mhm.
so we took her high chair from the high chair stand, and we just put it on a regular chair. And
Okay.
so she was climbing up, trying, as my wife's cooking her breakfast. She's climbing up into her regular chair, and she just slipped or fell or something and hit her chin on the seat part, and then bit her. Thankfully, it was her bottom lip. I was worried because when she called me at first, she was like, she bit her lip, she split her lip open, then she fell back and hit her head. I don't know what to do, and thankfully, I guess shout out to my sister-in-law, Shailene, because she is a nurse, and so my wife called her and said, "Hey, I'll send you a picture. This is what happened. She hit her head. What should we do?" And she's like, "Yeah, the best thing is probably just go get it checked out." So by the time I got to her, I left work and got to her maybe about 10 a.m. They were already in the waiting room of the emergency room, and went in shortly after that, and she was acting fine and everything like that. She just had, a deep cut on her lip. So thankfully, no stitches were needed, no concussion. They weren't worried about concussion at all. She's pretty much been acting normal ever since then. So, kids fall, and this was our first major fall that we've had to deal with her. So I'm sure your
Really?
boys had a fall or two at times where you're like, what do I do? I don't know. It gives you peace of mind to just take them to the hospital and say, please tell me everything is all right so I can take them home and just act normal. So that's kind of what that was.
Yeah, we had a Charlie Man scar. We did right there in our hallway. You've been through our hallway going to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
that door frame that's right there. Well, we took
Mm-hmm.
that door off, but I left the hinges, part of the hinges on there. And he was running through and tripped and caught the corner of his head on one of those hinges and cut him open. And now, me being the dad that I am, I said, "Honey, that's fine. I'll go get some super glue and we'll get some duct tape and it'll be fine." She goes, "No, no, 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 no." So we went to the hospital with him and the emergency room and everything else. And the doctor comes in with, "What is super glue?" to put on his head. I was like, I looked at her. I'm like, I could have done this at home. She goes, shut up. The doctor's laughing at me the entire time. I'm like, I told you, duct tape, super glue. That kid would have been patched up. He's fine. So, but no,
I'll remember that.
I've been there before, Brian. It's not fun watching, especially when you're not there, and it's like, like you're thinking like she's cut from lip to chin, like
right. I didn't know. Like, thankfully, she called me back like 20 minutes later when she figured out what was going on, and I'm like, well, all right. Well, was it her upper lip? Because I thought, I'm thinking she split her lip wide open from the lip up to the nose, and I'm like, gosh. This could be a scar that stays with her whole life. Did she have a concussion? I didn't know. And then as soon as I walk into the waiting room, she's fine.
Gotta love it. And they're resilient too. Kids are resilient.
They are. They sure are.
You sit there and you're like, man, I'd be hurting for days. And they're like, I'm okay.
Back to playing as normal later in the afternoon.
All right, Brian, let's get into our show. Let's bring it up a little bit before we bring it back down with the Browns.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Chris said, good evening, fellas. Jared's looking like Papa Bear with that beard. I'm growing it out the rest of the winter, buddy.
Let me see. Yeah. I don't know. Wow. The rest of the winter.
Rest of the winter, buddy. It's going out.
That'll be awesome. I can't wait to see it.
I'm going to look like Turner.
I tried it. I didn't make it a whole winter. I made it probably almost 2 months, though, and it looked pretty similar to what you're seeing now, just a little bit longer.
No, this has been going on for, a couple months now, so
it's been
a good one. All right, let's get into our trivia, Brian, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. They do have adoptable dogs. If you can't adopt a dog, please volunteer, donate, do whatever you can to help out a city dog from City Dogs Cleveland. Here's the sounder, and we're doing baseball trivia after this. All right, so Brian, I told you I got some baseball trivia for you tonight. This week we did get a complete game shutout, and Brian, it was Tanner Bybee. We haven't had one of those, Brian, in 6 years. Wow. Can you name me the pitcher in 2019 that had the last complete game shut out for your Cleveland Guardians?
Boy. I'll give it a try. I don't know. We'll see what I can come up with.
All right. Now that Chris is here, we can bump the Cleveland headlines and have some fun tonight. You ready?
Yeah.
First off, on your Cleveland headlines tonight, the Cleveland Guardians just swept the Detroit Tigers. Bry, they are 3.5 games back of the Central. And, Bry, sneaking up on that wild card. There's 11 games left. We got 3 more games with Detroit coming up. They've won 7 games in a row. They've won 13 of the last 15. Bry, this is getting dicey down to the wire today. What a great pitching performance from Bybee. We went up against Skubal. Ended up getting a 3-1 win over Skubal. Bry, we pretty much buried these guys off, felt like in July. And then they've had the best record since the All-Star break, the second best record since the All-Star break. They've had the best bullpen since the All-Star break, and now starters are going 6, 7, 8 innings, and starters are not giving up any runs. Bry, it's been a whirlwind for this Cleveland Guardians team with 11 games left. Bry, do you think that they're going to wiggle their way back into the Central, maybe win the Central, or dare I say, get one of these wild card spots?
I mean, I'd love to say yes, and certainly they're playing well enough to do it. The problem is everyone else is playing well enough to do it too, other than Detroit. Now, Detroit has stumbled, and I mean, what a heroic comeback it would be if we could win the division.
Right at one
But
point in time this year, we were 15 games back in the division.
sure,
15.
absolutely.
And we've got it down to 3.5 now.
So yeah, so hopefully they believe that it is possible, because it is, because you have 3 games, like you said, you have 3 games left with Detroit. And I don't know. Do you know what the other teams did? Because I think Boston was losing when I looked earlier. I don't know if they lost. And then I think the Mariners are maybe tied. They must have played an afternoon game as well. So what's kind of disheartening.
Mariners won today 2-0. The Red Sox lost 5-3.
Okay. So I don't know if that means we gained, if we're only 1.5 out now from the Red Sox.
I think we are.
But Seattle's just been playing lights out, which is they up until I think last night they lost the game finally. They won 10 in a row too. So what's disheartening is when we talked last Tuesday, the Guardians were 2.5 out last Tuesday. And I don't think they've lost a game since then. You said they've won 7 in a row.
Yep.
And we're still 2.5 out now. And now if the Red Sox lost today, then we're 1.5 out. But I mean, it just goes to show you that there's so many teams jumbled up right there. One of the teams is going to win. Even if one team you're chasing loses, one of the teams is going to win. One of the teams is going to, go on a winning streak or something. So, yeah, I think I heard we had 11 games left, but I believe that was before today's game. So we might only have 10 games left.
10 games left.
And so you might have to win 8 of those if you really want to, grab a hold of the Wild. I think if you win 7, I think you're leaving it up to chance. And certainly if you win only 5, if you only go 5-5, you're probably on the outside looking in, just because, like I said, there's so many teams right there. Somebody's going to start winning. So, yeah, I think you got to feel good about it. You got to win 8. So that means you can only lose 2 more games the rest of the way. Now you might be able to back in with 3 losses, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, we got 4 games with the Twins, 3 with the Tigers, and then 3 with the Rangers.
Right.
So if you could take 3 out of 4 against the Twins, and then if Detroit still goes on the slide that they're going now, and you get Detroit back in here, Brian, there's a chance that you could be leading the division by next weekend.
Absolutely.
And
sure.
The way, and I talked to the guys from the Guards cast, Brian Shaw and Mike Voorhees, who just liked and reposted our show tonight. Brian, the key thing is just keep winning. And I believe that vote's going to treat it that way, as in you're in the playoffs now. These last 10 games are your playoff games, and you got to treat it like a playoff game all the way up until the end of this season if you want to make the postseason. And if that means, hey, starters doesn't have it tonight, I got to yank him, get in our bullpen. Even if you got to switch things around lineup wise, whatever you got to do to win, you got to do it. And good thing is, Bri, is like today it was Hosey. Hosey hit a home run today, which was awesome. But
John Kenzie too.
Yes, he did. Big Christmas finally hit one. But the good thing is like you said, John Kinsey hit one. Bo Naylor's been on a hot streak. He's been batting over 300. So you're finally starting to see the guys that are not Steven Kwan, not Jose Ramirez, not Manzardo, finally start to step up and get some hits. Like I told you guys the other day, yesterday, Valera, who the hell is that guy? I didn't even know who that guy was. Ended up getting 2 timely hits and some RBIs for us. So I was like, all right, well, this is how we're running right now. So you just got to keep going with it. And just, hey, like Al Davis said, just win, baby. Just win.
Yeah, and I think it's really starting to feel like playoff baseball right now because, yeah, we know that what's at stake, and it seems like guys are stepping, like our starting pitching. I don't know if it's because the Tigers just are in a tailspin but our starting pitching is stepping up. I mean, Bybee giving up 1 run today, shutting them out the other day. Only 3 runs the day before that until Cade Smith gives up his home run in the ninth. I mean, pitching staff is just, they're taking it to the next level, I feel like. And Bybee, like you said, he had the shutout 2 starts ago, and then to go toe-to-toe with Scooble today. It's just, it gives you hope that if we can make it in, that let's just keep this momentum going. And it also, to be honest, it reminds me that 162 games is way too much, because it seems like now the teams are really, really turning it up. Like, what are the odds that the Guardians go on this hot streak? So do the Mariners. Like, all the teams know now is the time that you really need to turn it up. And so, 4th of July, when we're in the middle of the season, if we have a 10-game losing streak, keep going out, having parties, drinking, doing whatever. Maybe not having that sense of urgency, but now you have the sense of urgency, so you're ultra focused on it. So I mean, that's kind of what I thought when I saw how well the Guardians are playing, that it's like, if we just did this the whole season, we probably would have clinched by now. But with a young group of guys and guys that are improving, you don't know if they're working on different things. You don't know how focused they are. But right now, kudos to Vogt. He's got them focused.
Yeah, and they're playing tough. They're playing hard. And, Bright, they're not making mistakes. I think that's the biggest thing. They're not making errors. They're not making stupid base running mistakes. Like, I watched Detroit today make a stupidest base running mistake. And it's like, okay, I think we're finally getting to them. And what I love about it is I get to rub it in my sister's face if we do get to come back and beat them, because that just adds kudos to them. I hope Chris is still listening. Chris, let Jocelyn know that if we sneak up and take the division from the Tigers, she's going to be hearing a lot of smack talk during Thanksgiving dinner.
How did she become a Tigers fan? I think we've gone over this before.
She married into it. One of her ex. And then
Gotcha.
and also it was during the time when Cabrera was there and Victor, and when they were really good.
Oh yeah,
with Verlander and all that shit. She actually, I have pictures of her going to an Indians game / Guardians. I have pictures.
Mm-hmm.
She can deny it all the time, but it's not going to happen. I've seen her there. So
how big at Tigers? Are we talking like she's got Tigers gear that she's wearing and talking junk to you?
No, she has Tigers gear, but I don't think, like, her and I will spit back and forth at each other, especially if there's a series going on. Kind of like I do with Chris, because Chris is a Reds fan. I mean, who wants to
I
be
remember
a
that.
fan? I mean, it's just in Northern Kentucky Reds down there, But no, she's one of those ones that she's a baseball coach now. Can you believe that crap?
Baseball, not softball.
Yeah, Gavin's playing right now, and she's his baseball coach. And I tell you what, if I'm an umpire, I don't want to mess with her. You want to talk about spitting on people? Oh, watch out!
Keep my mouth shut then.
Brian, I'm just delaying because I don't even want to talk about the Browns, but we're going to have to.
Well, that's what we've been doing. That's why we're doing it on Thursday, not on Tuesday, right? We need a couple more days to kind of process what happened on Sunday.
And Chris, yeah.
It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week for the Cincinnati fans, so I give them some sympathy.
Yeah, with Burrow going down because of turf toe. I feel so bad for. Not really. We already have our own problems, Brian. Brian, we got our ass kicked last week. It wasn't pretty. Man, Brian, the defense played good. If you would have told me that Derrick Henry would have had 26 rushing yards and that Lamar Jackson didn't have really any rushing, I would have said we were in that game. And Brian, we had a block punt. We've had interceptions. Still wide receivers dropping the ball. I mean, 20 carries for Junkins, which I didn't think was going to happen, especially only being in practice for 2 days.
Did he have 20 carries?
No, it wasn't 20. I think it was 17. Let me
Oh,
look
okay.
it up.
Still
But
17.
yeah, it was
He
great.
broke that one. Yeah, I haven't really looked at the box score. I'm just
All
trying
right, let me
to
no, he
just
had
stay
10
away
carries.
from it.
Okay, he had
10
10
carries. 10
carries.
carries for 60 yards or something.
10 carries and 3 receptions. So he had 13. Yeah, 10 carries. He averaged 6 yards a carry. So
Yeah, 60 yards. He had
so
that
and then,
one big one at the end of the game.
but Bri, at what point in time do we just pull the life support on this team? And like that was probably the most defeated after you had like a good showing against Cincinnati, and you just had drop passes. You had some mental mistakes. You had some mistakes, but you could have beat Cincinnati. And then you go out, and I'm watching Joe Flacco trying to be Lamar Jackson on the run and throw it downfield, and I'm at a loss for words. This offense has not scored 20 points in like, what is it? What did they say? 8 games now? We haven't had a 100-yard rusher, which I heard today.
Yeah, I heard this stat.
100-yard rusher in 23 games, Bri.
20. Yeah, I wrote 27. It might have been. It's 20 something. How's
20,
that possible?
like, this is where we're at now. Like, this offense is broken. And to hear, like, the press conference, did you hear about the Dave Chappelle comment?
Yeah,
Or
the
Jeff
Jerry
Chappelle.
Judy.
Yeah, to
Jeff
Jerry
Chappelle.
Judy. Like, Brian, we're getting that. We're starting silly season week 3 now, dude, and it's not good. I mean, what did you take away from this game?
Well, it wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible. The weird thing is, it wasn't terrible. Like, I didn't feel like we got our butts beat up and down, and maybe that's more of the Ravens not having their A game than anything else. Like you said, Lamar didn't rush for a whole lot. That's one of his biggest strengths. Derrick Henry, the people that think he's still the best running back in the game, we shut him down. And the crazy thing is, we've outgained both of our first 2 opponents. We outgained as far as yards. We outgained the Bengals and we outgained the Ravens, and we're 0-2. Now the Bengals game, it was a coin flip game, but to get blown out as bad as we did and say we had more yards than them, it just doesn't make sense. But it comes back to when you see a stat like that, you say one team outgained another team and ended up losing by 24, was it? The first place my mind goes is, okay, turnovers must be an issue, and special team. And we talked about it in week 1, turnovers and special teams. We talked about in week 2 here, turnovers and special teams. I mean, it's the backbreaker. You just cannot be making those mistakes. And one turnover, if you're throwing a deep ball and you tackle the guy immediately, it's not a big deal. But when they're returning these down inside the 10, taking them back for a touchdown, it's just backbreakers. It's hard to recover when one team is that much better than you. You almost have to be near perfect in those aspects, in special teams, and in turning the ball over, and we weren't. And so that's how it gets so out of control, because the defense. You go back and watch the game. Defense didn't play that bad. They stopped them on the goal line one time. They got a luck box touchdown on 4th down another time. So the defense didn't play that bad. Actually, the statistics would tell you they played pretty well. But when you're giving them the ball on their side of the field, and it's Lamar Jackson, it's Derrick Henry, it's just a matter of time before they break through and they start scoring touchdowns. I think, we were down 10 maybe at halftime. And at maybe 10, even at the end of the 3rd quarter, we might have been down like 20-10 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then, so we're in the game, we're within striking distance, but we just keep shooting ourselves in the foot. As badly as our offense played, and they played pretty bad. I mean, the touchdown that Flacco threw to was it Cedric Tillman who caught that? That was a gift. That was a gift from God.
Yeah,
It looked like a tip drill that a defensive guy falling out of bounds would do to throw it to his teammate. Like the guy had it in his hands and he just kind of, oh, here you go. Like, we feel bad for you. Yeah, I could intercept this pretty easily, but I'm just going to throw it to you. And then that was on 4th down. And so, like, what a gift that touchdown was. And then, the Gabriel touchdown was with a bunch of backups. And I give him credit for doing what he had to do. We ran the ball effectively, finally. And that's where Quinshon Judkins' success came from, was primarily on that drive. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's too early still to talk about making changes and stuff like that. But if you're just going to keep turning the ball over and keep having these terrible mistakes on special teams, I mean, shout out to our kicker Schmidt, making all his kicks.
He did.
Yeah, so give credit where credit is due.
A+ on the day.
Sure. Yeah, perfect. And honestly, I thought even after he had such a rough week last week, I thought, well, if we're going to break a kicker in and get him comfortable kicking in the NFL to where he can be like our long-term kicker, this is kind of a perfect year for it. Because, he loses us games, he misses kicks. He's getting acclimated to what it's like to kick in the NFL, what it's like to kick in Browns Stadium. And so if he can do that and, learn kind of on the job, this might be a good thing. Like, he could be our guy going forward, but it's just going to hurt and it's going to suck for this year. But, I don't know if you're where I'm at, but I'm already at the place where this year is going to suck no matter what. So, and we're two weeks in. Like, it's almost like people after week 1 didn't want to buy that this team's going to be struggling, but after week 2, we're like, all right, yep, it's just going to be a rough year. We're just going to have to endure and fight on and push through because this year is going to suck, and it doesn't get any easier this week. So, yeah, like I said,
it doesn't get any easier for a while, Bri. It really doesn't, and not just this week. I mean, it's my God, Bri. My thing is I'm tired of seeing the stupid silliness that the Browns are, and that's what it is. Like, seriously, Flacco running out of the pocket and then thinking that he's Patrick Mahomes and can throw a pass down the side. Dude, you've been in the league for 15 years. You know what to do. Toss that ball out of bounds. Like, what are you thinking? Trying to do something that, I hate to say it, you're 40 years old. You're not capable of doing anymore, man. Like, stop it. And then watching the punt block, whoever got destroyed. Did you see that guy get run over?
I don't think so.
I think it was 23 slid over and tried to get a block in on the guy coming in, and just got destroyed. Like Jadeveon Clowney, South Carolina destroyed.
Oh, no.
Like, I mean, he got hit so hard, and I'm just sitting there going, and as soon as I saw Bojorquez go down, I'm like, shit, he screwed his knee up. He's done for the game. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Bri, I've been preaching for the past 2 years that this offensive line, it's not the same as it was. They looked old. They looked tired. I don't know what to tell you. The only one that actually played good was Wyatt Teller. You had DeJuan Jones out for heat purposes, and then back in.
I'm waiting on your fatty on fire on DeJuan Jones.
Well, no, I just don't. How about Conklin out with a sore elbow? Charmin soft.
Yeah,
bro.
well, okay.
Charmin soft.
Yeah, I understand with that, but you gotta hold your boy accountable for eating too many ho-hos and not enough bananas to keep him cramping.
But see, the bad thing is I say that, but Denzel Ward was out for cramping and everything else.
Yeah, so, how hot was it? It was like 75 or something.
But the thing is so it did come out that they held out DeJuan because if you remember during the summer, he got carted off for heat exhaustion during training camp. So I don't think that was Stefanski's call. I think that was the doctors on the sideline getting in and being like, hey, we got to keep an eye on this guy. He's already had some problems beforehand. But also, like you
Well,
said, but Brian, he's also lost a shit ton of weight. He's not, 360 like he was last year.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. He might be 320. 320 would be suffice, I would think. But even if he's 340, he's still a little big. But I heard them talking this morning that it could have been performance based. Maybe
Oh
they
my
just pulled him, and
No.
they I don't know. Then they said the guy who went in there. I didn't go back and watch the tapes. So I don't know how badly he struggled. But the guy who went in there played a series or two, and then he got a penalty on him. And then after that, they took him out and put Dewan back in. So is that just coincidence, or was he really? I don't know, because they asked Dewan, he said he's fine. He didn't have any issues. He didn't know why he was brought out of the game. So don't know who to believe. Any way you slice it, though, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. And Bri, I was disappointed because I thought at least if we were going to be bad, it would be sort of competitive bad, which we kind of have been. I'm not saying that we haven't, but man, just to watch the way that we're losing, it's God, it just kills me. It kills me, Bri. Like, I'm just watching the stupid shit that's going on. I mean, wide receivers that are dropping passes, wide receivers that can't get open. Your best receiver right now is a rookie tight end. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where we're at now. Like, we're supposed to have, hey, they've been telling us we have talent on this roster. We got so much talent on this roster. Brian, I'm not seeing it, man. Am I wrong for saying that? Like, I know we have Myles Garrett, Myles Garrett's Myles Garrett. I know we have Denzel Ward, but other than that, and the rookies have been playing great. But Cedric Tillman, I'm not seeing it. Jerry Jeudy, definitely not seeing it. And they're sitting there telling me, hey, they got it. Wide receivers and Joe Flacco got to have time to gel. They fucking gelled all training camp. Are you kidding me right now? They can't do a slant and catch a ball? Like,
I feel like we have so much talent narrative was maybe going to last year more than this year. Like when we had Amari Cooper and when we had Nick Chubb and when we were still high on our offensive line. Like the defense is fine. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question then, okay? Us as fans, have we overrated this team?
I don't think so. Some fans have. I haven't really, even though I said 7 wins. I still think if Joe Flacco plays the whole year and he doesn't, really come down with a bad injury or anything like that, or anything that'll hobble him, I think you can. This is just the tough part of our schedule, and I think your defense, as long as they stay engaged and they stay motivated, your defense is going to keep you in most games. Now, if your special teams has a turnover, if your offense has 2 turnovers, that's how we get these blowouts. But if we can just play even on special teams and turnovers, then I think your defense is going to keep you in games.
But the thing is now is how long will the defense be engaged if the offense still looks as putrid? If the special teams looks as putrid?
Right. We saw it last year.
We saw it during this game. Like, they played stellar in the first half, and then like the second half, it was like Myles Garrett had to corral him. Like, and shout out to Myles Garrett for that, because I wasn't expecting him to do shit like that because he's not that kind of leader. But he corralled him and said, "Hey guys, we got to keep going. We got to keep going." Brian, I'm dead serious that I have a feeling that this game against Green Bay, if it starts going south in the first quarter, I know they're professionals, but Brian, I have a feeling that the defense isn't going to start giving us shit because the offense isn't carrying their weight. And I have a feeling that they're going to check out. And I know they're pros, and you can't say they check out. Brian, you can check out at any job. We've all done it. You can. Hey, instead of giving that 100% effort, you can give it 80. Let them know that you're there, unless you're in a contract year. You know what I mean? Like, I have a feeling that the way this season's going, I have a feeling that if something doesn't go right on Sunday, this could be a very long season for us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still too early to talk about like self-preservation. Like if we're 2-12, guys will start thinking about the following year. I don't want to get in a terrible injury. I'm just going to kind of take care of myself, watch myself. I still think we're too early for that, even if we do lose this game and lose the next game, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. These guys are smart. They know that this beginning of our schedule is just, it's a gauntlet. It's something that we knew that was going to be tough, and you just kind of have to manage expectations. But there's going to be some winnable games come October and November. But it would be nice to get one or two of these games. Now it looks like maybe Minnesota might be a little more gettable because their quarterback's hurt. Maybe Pittsburgh. Us in Pittsburgh is not a great thing for the Browns, but they're just not a great team. They're a good team. They're not a great team, so they're beatable. But and Detroit has holes, as we saw in week 1, maybe not so much in week 2. But yeah, it's just a buzzsaw. You played maybe the best team in the AFC this past week, and you maybe are playing the best team in the NFC, at least right now, this coming week. So yeah, you need things to bounce your way. Another stat I heard is we've lost the turnover battle in 9 straight games.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've lost. We haven't tied. We have lost the turnover battle in 9 straight games. So it's not too hard to figure out why we've been so terrible the last calendar year. But it's just, it's little things. You got to take care of the ball. And I'm sure Stefanski's doing this stuff, but you can't just have Joe Flacco drop the ball off behind the line of scrimmage every single time he drops back and make the safe play. You can't just run the ball up the middle for 1 or 2 yards every single. You have to take chances eventually, and unfortunately, they have not worked out in our favor. But if we lose this game and we lose this game in the same fashion that we lost to Baltimore, I think you're going to start hearing about, all right, Flacco, it was great while we had you. The magic was great a couple years ago. Clearly, we're just spinning our wheels with you, with a 40-year-old quarterback in there now. When do we move to our rookies and see what they have? Because the quicker you move to Dylan Gabriel, the quicker you're going to move to Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, and I honestly don't want that yet. And I'm not saying that Dylan didn't look good.
But I don't.
Like, the one thing I also want to bring up, Bri, is, and I know I want to see Gabriel as soon as possible. The only reason why is because of the escapability out of the pocket. Like, it felt like every time in the pocket, I mean, they just collapsed the pocket, and Joe just got stood up and sacked, and stood up and sacked, and stood up and sacked, and stood up and sacked. It just felt that way. And I hate to say this because, I love Joe Flacco, but I'm starting to feel like we need a quarterback that can actually move back there. And if the first 2 reads aren't open, can get some yards on his feet and get downfield instead of, taking sacks or just barely getting out of 1 yard. I'm starting to wish we had that dual threat in there now instead of Joe Flacco. But also, I do have to ask you, is Bubba on the hot seat, buddy?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know how common it is to fire your special teams coach in the middle of the season. I would think if this continues for an entire year, then absolutely he is. But right now, I don't know. I would think they would have to get pretty fed up with these type of mistakes game in and game out. I don't think Schmidt missing a couple field goals is going to do it.
Well, I don't think it's just Schmidt. I think it's a return game.
Oh, it's a block punt. Sure, yeah. I mean, you got to get that cleaned up.
You had a guy bust one out for 60 yards, which it feels like that happens at least every week on us. A punt return or a kick return, somebody's getting some big yardage on us. I just want, let's put it this way, I want some blood on the hands of, like, I just want somebody to take ownership. And by the way, I did love Miles Garrett's press conference afterwards, yeah, it's fucking embarrassing. It is fucking embarrassing. And hopefully everybody on that team took it that way, that it is fucking embarrassing. Because guess what? As fans, it is embarrassing. And seeing the best part was the guy with the bag on his head. Did you see that guy?
Yeah, I was
Hold
I
on.
was disgusted by that guy.
But the reason why I brought it up is because Anthony Lima said somebody put that guy there. Who is that guy? I want to know who that guy is. I said, hey, it's Paul DePotesta. Checking out evaluating the talent that we have.
Maybe trying to keep low profile. Yeah, somebody like that is just trying to get on TV. Like, what kind of loser do you have to be to go to a game with your bag? And you'd say, every time my team screws up, I'm just throwing my bag on my head and hope that I get on TV. Like, give me a break. You're a loser. Go root for another team.
All right, Brian, let's get into the Green Bay game so we can get our show. We're 50 minutes in, bud.
Sure.
Green Bay's coming up Sunday, 1 o'clock, here at the stadium, right? Correct. Here at the stadium. Jordan Love, wide receivers are hurt. A lot of wide receivers are hurt for them. But, Brian, their defense now with Micah Parsons, it's going to be tough sledding. What do you see with this game coming up?
Yeah. I mean, they're one of the hottest teams going in the NFL right now with what they did to Detroit, who was the number 1 seed last year in their conference, and what they also did last week to Washington, who made it to the NFC Championship game and had high hopes for this year. And so, but it's all about peaking at the end of the year. But as of right now, we're catching them at a terrible time because they're coming off 10 days rests. I don't know, they're going on the road, but they're not traveling super far. And so, yeah, it's going to be tough sledding. Feel like their offense is good, but not great. They're, like you said, they're missing maybe their top 2 receivers in Reed and Watson, but they're deep at receiver. They got the rookie Golden, who they'll probably be expecting a little more from. And Josh Jacobs is just a guy, like, kind of reminds me of Joe Mixon, to where he just finds a way to get done. He's not super flashy, but before you know it, he might have 5-yard run, 7-yard run, 8-yard run, 5-yard run, and just kind of wearing you down. So it's going to be tough for our defense, but I think our defense is up for the task. That being said, the defense is going to have to play as good as they did against the Bengals, and also maybe get a turnover or 2 for us to have a chance at winning this game. Because their offense just, you figure we're going to have at least 1 turnover, maybe 2. And right now we're scoring 16, 17 points. It's been, like you said earlier in the show, how many games since we scored 20? It's just kind of unheard of. And this isn't the defense that you would really expect us to score 20 on. But crazier things have happened. Maybe we can get them in a blown coverage or something like that. But yeah, Micah Parsons, Rashad Gary, these are Pro Bowl defensive ends rushing your 40-year-old statue quarterback who, yeah, he's not the slowest guy ever, but he just can't maneuver in the pocket the way that other quarterbacks can. So it's a defensive lineman's dream to have a quarterback that's just going to stand there and be a big target and not move a whole lot. So it could go bad, especially with our offensive line being beat up a little bit. We're going to have to somehow run the ball and maybe catch them with a few trick plays. Hopefully, Judkins can improve our ground attack. But yeah, I think you're going to have to score at least 20 to beat these guys, and that's kind of asking a lot at this point.
Yeah. Raul says Joe makes Bernie look fast.
Right.
He also said
Agreed.
52-2 Green Bay.
Hey, defense got 2.
Justin said Browns by 2, 28-26. Brian, I just don't think with the way that this offensive line has played so far this year that something miraculous is going to happen. And this Green Bay defense, after 2 games, Super Bowl defense. Like them adding Micah Parsons just changed everything on that defense and actually made them a legit contender. Especially, hey, can't forget about Josh Jacobs too. Josh Jacobs is a just bowling ball. So Bry, I just don't think this is going to be a good game. I mean, the spread is what, 9 now? It's been bouncing between 8
Close.
and 9.
Right. Close to that.
I don't see this going well at all for us. I think it might be closer than hopefully what I'm thinking. I hope we keep it within a touchdown, but Bry, I still don't think that we score over 20 points again this game. I think this offense is broken. I think they need to figure out what they really want to do and who they are. And I don't think they're going to find that out this year. And I think I only see them, Bry, I see them score maybe 10 points this game.
Okay.
You want to do our score predicts?
Yeah. 10 points for the Browns. How many for Green Bay?
31.
Wow. All right. Okay. I'm
What
going to
about
be
you?
I'm going to be a little more generous for our Browns, even though I probably shouldn't, because last week I teased them up to 17.5, and I thought, okay, yeah, division game, we're not going to lose by 17 and more than 3 scores. And sure enough, we lost by 24, and we needed a garbage touchdown to do it. But I think the Browns bounced back. I think Stefanski maybe figures some things out. Having Judkins in the running game is going to help. It is a tall task, but Baltimore was tough too. So just being at home, I think our defense is going to be ready to go, up for the challenge. So I think they defense holds them to 23. And I'm going to have the Browns not quite 20 points. 19. 23-19.
Attaboy. Just keep it right under 20.
Just under 20. Missed extra point. He'll hit a couple field goals, but he'll miss an extra point.
All right. I know we normally do the special nights. Bri, tonight we're going to skip that for now. We're going to get into Fat Boy Tuesday, and then we'll do our top 3 and close out the show. It is National Cheeseburger Day, so we're talking some cheeseburgers here for Fat Boy Tuesday. Here we go.
And now, it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
A special Thursday edition of Fat Boy Tuesday. Brian, I'm sorry I canceled the primetime games. NyQuil's kicking in, bud. NyQuil's kicking in.
Kansas City. Kansas City's my survivor pick. They don't fall to 0-3. So that'll tell you what you need to know about my primetime picks.
Who are they playing?
The Giants, at the Giants. Favored by 6.5.
Russ is cooking.
He is. But he's throwing these YOLO balls. If you watch that Cowboys game, man, was that entertaining. And I had to watch it because I had the Cowboys in Survivor. So I was crapping a brick towards the end there. But it was an entertaining game, back and forth. Dude hit a 64-yarder. Would have been good from 72.
That kid is good.
He's unbelievable. He came from the USFL.
Shut up. Why can't we find stuff like that?
I heard today that Schmidt, our kicker, replaced him. He was in the USFL. The Cowboys signed him. Schmidt took over for him.
Awesome.
So maybe.
Thank you, Raul. I appreciate it. All right, Brian, it is National Cheeseburger Day. Brian, what's your favorite thing to do with a cheeseburger? Like, what is your go-to cheeseburger? What toppings you putting on it? What condiments? Like, if you're making your perfect cheeseburger, what do you make?
Good question. I feel like bacon's almost a must. I don't know. I could do it without bacon, but I think bacon's a good starter. But for me, I'm a big fan of the onion straws,
Mhm.
or the French's. We have a bag of French fried onions that are really good.
Now, hold on.
Um,
Is it because of the crunch to give you an
yeah,
extra?
yeah, a little
Okay.
crunch, a little stronger of a flavor with the onion. So onion straws are preferred. Um, and then I'm doing, I think, barbecue sauce on that. So
Mhm.
onion straws, barbecue sauce. I would go maybe like I've really gotten into ever since the Masters this past year. I've really gotten into pimento cheese, and
Oh
so I
boy.
do I do a pimento cheese. I do onion straws. I do barbecue sauce, and then I would probably say on a pretzel bun. Um, But the problem with pretzel buns, if you've eaten a pretzel bun, sometimes you bite it and the bun just isn't as soft as it should be, and the
Hmm.
burger goes squirting out the back. Like
Hmm.
you bite it and it all comes down, and the burger just shoots out the back of the bun. So that's not great. But if you can find a good pretzel bun, yeah, pretzel bun, potato bun is a good one.
Oh yeah, that's uh,
Brioche obviously is can't go wrong with that.
King's Hawaiian. Can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely, for sure. Something
So,
soft,
oh yeah,
pillowy.
definitely pillowy. You can't have a hard bun. You have a hard bun that just
Forget
um,
about it.
forget about it. For me, Bry, it goes with I like a deluxe. All right, so I like the condiments on it. So I love the onion. I love the pickle, and it's got to be a crisp pickle. You got
Yeah,
tomatoes, lettuce. You got all that.
sure.
Cheese. I am a super fan of pepper jack cheese on my burger, but if I
Okay.
cannot have pepper jack cheese, you know, Gouda, like a nice cheese, even American cheese, it doesn't matter as long as the
Hmm.
cheese melted down on it. You got a good going there. Um, and then, Brian, for me, I'm a mustard fan. Whether I'd have like the golden brown spicy mustard, the brown mustard, or a little jalapeno mustard, or even just dare I say the original yellow mustard.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'm a mustard fan on my burger. I'm a mustard fan in general. Um,
Hmm.
but if I don't have mustard, you got to give me that Miracle Whip, a little Miracle Whip or mayo on there, and just go to town. Like I want that thing stacked up. But I am with you. It's got to have bacon. If bacon is
Sure,
available, you got to.
sure.
We had this argument before.
Well
Like
cooked bacon, not limpy bacon.
not limpy bacon. It's got a bite to it.
No, right.
Now,
Gotta have a crunch.
so okay, so I know you love barbecue sauce. Oh shit, here we go. Brad Barnett. My favorite is New Mexican green chili cheeseburger, seasoned salt, melted pepper jack cheese, heated up in hatch green chilies. That sounds phenomenal.
That doesn't sound bad. I don't think I've ever had anything like that,
No, that
but I
sounds
would.
great. That actually sounds great. Thank you for chiming in, Brad. Um, but I think with any burger, Bry, however you slice it up, the burger's got to be. You can't have a hockey puck. You got to have some
Right.
juice in that burger. So you got to cook the burger just right. And with that, you got to have melted cheese. You can't just throw a cheese slice on that. You got to have the melted cheese all over the top of it to have a great burger. And I mean, am I wrong on that?
No, and so here's the trick. And my dad taught me that. I don't know if he taught me, but this is just how he always did it. And so now I always do it this way, and I think my brother does as well. Where you tear the cheese into like little squares, and then you layer those on top of the burger, because sometimes if you just put one piece of cheese on a burger,
Oh shit!
some of it melts off the sides and goes down. So if you just kind of pile it up right in the middle of the burger, when it melts it kind of spreads out and fills the whole burger. So yeah, that trick of the trade, and probably one of the only grilling tricks that I have to offer. But yeah, for putting cheese on a burger, you gotta tear it up into little shreds, little pieces, and just kind of stack it in the middle of the burger. That way, when it melts, it's not falling off the side.
Bry, I ever tell you this? You're a fucking genius.
I like I said, my dad did it, and so I just kind of,
Wow.
I don't know if he taught me. I just kind of noticed and took notes, and so that's kind of how I'll always do it. Yeah, you definitely got to do that if you're not.
No, because normally I just lay the cheese on, and then
Yeah, no, it falls off the sides, and it's a mess, and it's on the grill. Then no, you can't do that.
God, you're so smart. Don't let your wife tell you you're not smart, Bri.
I'm sure she's listening. She
Now,
knows.
Now, Bri, is there one thing? And I know you're not a mushroom guy, so we'll take mushrooms out of the
Yep,
equation.
yep.
Is there one thing that you don't want on your burger?
But
Like,
yeah, mushrooms. I don't know. I don't think I would eat a burger if it had mushrooms on it. But the other things, as you were talking about your perfect burger, there's three main ingredients that a lot of people use on the burgers that I would prefer not to, and they are a tomato, a slice of tomato, mayonnaise, and pickles.
Really?
Yeah, I like lettuce. I prefer lettuce on a burger, but that's about it.
So lettuce and onion is okay, but
Lettuce and onions, fine. Yep.
okay. Now, do you prefer a white onion or red onion?
I don't know if I have a preference. I see people do it both ways. So, yeah, I think maybe a red onion might be a little easier because they're usually sliced a little better, whereas the white onion, sometimes they get thicker and you bite into them and the whole thing pulls out.
Now, Bri, I want to. So we went to Grayton Road Tavern.
Okay.
A couple weeks ago I went with a couple buddies. Obviously, you get the fried egg burger. Now, do you do the over easy egg on your fried egg burger? Do you put an egg on your burger?
Hang on. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
I itched my ear.
Well, stop itching your ear.
All right. What did you say?
I said, do you put a fried egg on your burger?
Oh no. Not an egg fan.
Really?
I don't like the only egg I really like is scrambled. So nobody
You
puts
put
a scrambled egg
eggs
on.
on.
It's got to be like sunny side up. So that's just
Well,
not
you
for
can
me.
put a scrambled egg on there if you want to, but the reason why I brought up like the weird stuff on a burger is I had one of my friends, they have a peanut butter habanero jelly burger.
I'll try that.
Bri, I'm not lying. That thing looked fucking amazing when I saw it. So you and I are going to have to go to Great Road Tavern sometime and go get some burgers there because that thing looked fantastic.
Where's it at?
Great Road Tavern, right there by the airport, right 71 and 480. Right off of the Great Road exit.
Oh. Okay. I would try it. Are they known for their burgers?
They are. They got a beautiful patio outside too. So they got an outside bar, inside bar. But yeah, I got the Continental, which is the one with the fried egg on it. You know, fried egg, bacon, lettuce, tomato, onion, and dude, that thing was. Now, how do you like yours cooked? So this is where, because you get some that are well done and like hockey puck. Now, are you a medium guy or a medium rare guy?
I go the other way.
Medium well?
That's what if I order a burger and they ask me how I want it cooked, I usually say medium well. But ideally, it would, if you could cook it, if you told me I'll cook it perfect for you, I would like, if medium's 50%, I would like it 60%. So a little past medium. So a pink in the middle, but not bleeding to where it's making my bun all soggy. And so I do like a little pink in the middle, but yeah, it's sometimes you ask for medium and it's just got all the juices and it makes the bun super soggy and bloody. And yeah, I would prefer not to have that.
All right. I'm a medium rare.
What about
guy.
you?
Oh,
medium rare?
Like
so you don't mind if the bun gets a little soggy?
But Brian, I eat it so quick. Like I don't touch my fries first. That's the other thing. Like if I'm going straight for the burger's first, the fries are second. So like I am all in on the burger as soon as I get it. And then if I get to a point where I need to like take a break and be like, all right, I'll get one fry. But normally when it's in my hand and then it's that messy, Bri, it's like burgers done first, wipe your hands, and then you can get with your French fries.
See, I'm alternating. Couple bites of burger, couple fries, couple bites of burger, couple fries. Like usually the burger's gone before the fries are, but I'm usually trying to go back and forth between the burger and something a little salty. What
Now,
about what I was going to ask you about the smash burgers. Where do you fall on that one? Do you prefer those or no?
I mean, I don't mind smash burgers, Bri. I really don't. The only thing that I don't like about them is, for me, like in my mind, you get a smash burger, you need like 4 patties to make like a legit burger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at, because I would like the thick burger. I would like the thick burger that you can cook medium rare. But I've eaten smash burgers. I went to Shake Shack. Their burgers are fucking fantastic, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
A little pricey for me, but they're good.
Oh yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? I'll eat them. Don't get me wrong. I'll eat them. I know a lot of people live by them. What do you think about them?
I think I'm a fan. I think
Really?
would I prefer them over a regular burger? It's hard to say. I think it just depends on how they cook it. I think in my mind, maybe the perfect burger, and we've gone over meat to bun ratio a ton. So you know me, I don't need a super thick burger and 2 small buns, but maybe like a double smash burger with burger, cheese, I think might be the pinnacle for me.
All right. No, I'd like it.
Little crispy edges.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a bite,
but they're not super juicy. Yeah, no, they're good.
That's the one
it's
thing.
Almost a little different.
That's the one thing I like, is like the grease and the juiciness in it when you bite into it. Like I mean, I'll eat. Let's be honest, I'll eat anything, Bri. We've already established that. Do you want
so your mustard? So your condiments are mustard and mayo. Anything else?
Well, no. Like if whatever's available, like I'll do mustard and ketchup most of the time.
Okay.
But if it's most of the time, I just do mustard. Like I don't put mayo or anything else on it. But there's times that I'm like, okay, well, they don't have mustard here, so I'll do mayo. And like, because I think of the times like you go to certain burger places like Wendy's, it's ketchup and mayo they put on it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of places don't put mustard on their burgers, especially that you go to. So that's why I ask for it when I go there. But yeah, most of the time it's definitely, oh yeah, and here we go. Have to toast the buns. Gets rid of the
yeah.
Love Shake.
Yep.
Love Shake Shack.
Put them on the grill.
Oh yeah,
that's what I do. Put them on the grill. I do typically. I'll do barbecue sauce, but also on average, I would say if I'm making it my own way. I'll do 1 part mustard, 2 parts ketchup.
okay.
And so that's
now, do you do
probably typical.
Do you do like the special sauce and like mix it together? Like some people
No,
do?
not really. I'll do like I'm with you. I do like a spicy mustard. If they have yellow mustard, that's fine. But I would prefer like Southwest jalapeno mustard, kind of a little spicy, a little sweet, and then ketchup. Not Hunt's. Yeah. Heinz ketchup. We don't like Hunt's.
Why do you like Heinz? They're Pittsburgh.
I said not. Oh, did I screw that up? I meant not Heinz. Hunt's. Hunt's
there you go. Okay, there you go.
Hunt's.
There you go.
Yeah, I might screw that up. Sorry. Yeah.
All right, Brian, let's switch over to our top 3, and we'll give our top 3 favorite burgers. All right. You ready to have some fun with this?
Yep.
All right, for our top 3 tonight, we're doing our top 3 go-to burger places, Brian. And there's plenty of them here in Cleveland. Do you want me to go first?
Sure. Yep.
All right. So first off, for me, it's a national chain. I can't help it. I'm a glutton for punishment when I go to it. Give me the Big Mac or the Quarter Pounder from McDonald's. I can't help it. That's my number 3. Number 2, Big Bacon Classic from Wendy's.
Okay.
Love me a Wendy's burger.
Over the Baconator.
No, over the Baconator. I like, because it's a deluxe. It's pretty much just a double with bacon is exactly what it is. I just love that. It's just a bacon cheeseburger. And Brian, my number 1, and it will always be number 1 on a hangover trip, night out with the boys, you drank too much, Five Guys. There is something about a Five Guys burger after a night of drinking that grease, that French fries, everything else. So Five Guys is my number 1. What about you?
Okay. Been a while since I've had Five Guys. I don't know why. I have to try that again. My go-to burger, because it's convenience, is, and this isn't, I'm not even getting into my list, 'cause my list is maybe more like local places to go try out. So if I'm talking convenience, if I'm talking fast food, it's Wendy's. Wendy's. If I'm in the mood for a burger, I go to Wendy's. But restaurants around me in Medina, number 3 is the Oaks, and I think I shouted them out maybe a month and a half ago because we went there for our anniversary, and I ordered a burger, and I told my wife, I think this is the most perfectly cooked burger that I've ever had. And so that just kind of is sticking with me. I've only been there a handful of times, and I pretty much get a burger every time. I don't remember it being that good before, but the last time I went in August, at least for me, the most perfectly cooked burger. So I had to put that on there, number 3. Number 2, another place south of Medina here, almost towards Lodi. Kind of almost like a hole-in-the-wall bar. Not a hole-in-the-wall bar because it's a bigger establishment, but not really well recognized, well known. It's called Moxie's, and I think I'm going to try to talk my wife into going there this weekend because Michigan plays at 3:30, so might like to watch the second half there with a cold beer and a burger. So Moxie's, yeah, in Medina, South Medina, maybe Lodi, and then number 1. Another one we just kind of stumbled upon. It's called Muddy's, and it's down in Worcester. So I think I've talked about them before, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. I haven't been back there in a while, but they do the smash burgers. So really good, right up my alley. Really good French fries. So, yep, if I'm going for a burger, I'm not, traveling too far, but if I want a good one, those are my top 3.
What do you think? Have you ever had Freddy's?
No. I think there's one in Strong. It's kind of like what's the
Steak and
not
Shake?
Shake Shack, Steak and Shake. Yeah, Steak and Shake is like that, right?
Similar, but better quality.
Okay. And then there's a Culver's down here that's pretty good, but I haven't had that in a while either.
Oh,
yeah, Culver's is good. They do the smash burgers.
God, they're so good. I just love burgers in general, Bri.
You're right in my wheelhouse, my man.
Right. When was the last time you had a Big Mac?
It's been a while. Over a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. I was very late to the Big Mac game, so I didn't have my first one till probably at least I was 30 years old. And then I got a kick. Yeah, I got on a kick to where maybe I get one every 2 or 3 months, but it wasn't really very often. And then, yeah, I've kind of gotten off that kick, so maybe I need to try it again. Yeah, I'd venture to say it's been over 5 years since I've had a Big Mac.
Every now and then, I just get a hankering for one. And now they came out with that Big Mac deal for $8. And I'm like,
oh, really? I didn't know that. What, 2 Big Macs for $8?
No, it's a Big Mac meal for $8. So it's Big Mac, medium fry, and drink for $8. But
gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, I might have to double back into the Big Mac again. But that was like always always the go-to back. Well, that
You get it just as is?
Yeah. Oh, well, I get extra sauce, extra pickles.
Okay. Yeah, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. That was my go-to growing up. That's what I would always get. And now they have that Junior Bacon Cheeseburger meal, so I might have gotten that probably in the last couple weeks.
How many times?
Just once. So I've gotten the deal maybe twice now.
Okay.
But yeah, within the last 2 weeks, I want to say I had it. Still hits. Still good. Classic.
All right, let's do our trivia and let's get out of here, Bri. Trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Bri, when 2019, who was the pitcher that threw the last complete game shutout?
Man, I'm struggling to come up with a name. It's only 6 years ago, but it seems so long. Oh, the name I came up with was Trevor Bauer, and I had trouble remembering his first name. It is Trevor, right?
Yes, it is Trevor, but it is not
Okay.
him.
It is incorrect.
Do you remember Zach Plesac?
Yep, sure do. And
That
no,
was
I would not have come up with that name. Please,
I wouldn't
okay.
not come up with that either.
Wow.
So he was the last one, 2019, to have a complete game shutout. So shows you where
Seems
pitching
a while
is
ago.
at now in the MLB, because it felt like we had shutouts, complete game shutouts all through the 90s and everything else. So,
Oh yeah.
all right, Bri. Thank you for everybody chiming in tonight. We had some new Brad Barnett, Raul, Justin, Chris, everybody in here. Thank you guys so much for commenting. You find us next Tuesday. We will be live next Tuesday. Bri, God bless him, brother.
Yep. God bless you. God bless America.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you can, adopt a dog from City Dogs. But if you cannot, donate, volunteer, do whatever you can to help out a city dog at this point in time. Definitely. Hey, NyQuil has kicked in. We are uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you guys next week. See ya.